KWTN 100.9 FM. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for joining us here. And if you guys could help us on out, we have a special announcement that we're going to make here. And we are in the need of some powwow here. So we are going to go with the Last Bear Moon 2025, Saturday, February 26th at the One Vegas Event Center. And we're going to have a great time. So I'm joined in the studio here. I got my co-host, DJ Bessamy, Communications Office Manager for the Big Voice Radio and the Communications Department. She also goes by DJ Bessamy. We also have one of the committee members, Mr. Les Painter, who is also with the Winnebago Health Education, and we will give him an opportunity to introduce himself. And we also have another committee member, and that is Melanie Parker from the Ho Chunk Inc. crew there. So again, we have here today, we want to announce what's new for the Last Bear Moon Powwow 2025. We want to announce the staff. And then we also want to announce that we have some special spotlights that are going to be taking place. The Spotlight Special, we'll announce that one. We'll announce a lot of good things. And we kind of have a huge announcement, too, is that we're adding to some of the places. Mm-hmm. So it's a one-day celebration in February. All right. So I'm excited. We're going to get right into it. Les, you want to say, Melanie? You want to say welcome to the good folks out there? Go for it.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome everybody.
And Les, your health, what was your title?
Health promotions, health education, public health.
All right. And then also, you know, one of the things too, we have other committee members, and that is Cassie Kitchian. She works with the Winnebago Public Health Department as well in the behavioral health. And then we also have Summer Snow, who is part of the Ho Chunk Renaissance Language team there, and she's also on the committee. We want to send a shout out to the Winnebago Tribal Council. They appointed this committee, and also another member on the committee is GM, General Manager of Winnevegas. That's Tom Teasdale, and the crew over there that is helping out. So, okay, we are ready. I think we are ready. So we're going to go with, like I said, the debut. We have a special announcement. But first off, we're going to go with what is new for this year, 2025. A lot of times we kind of debut the poster back in December, save the date and stuff. You know, we're just going to go full-fledged, announce what everything is going to be on this one. Okay, so what is new this year? We added 5th place to the adult categories, 18 to Golden
54,
Age. Yeah.
18 to 54 and 55 plus.
All right.
5 places.
So there's going to be 5 places. Traditionally, I think when the first year we had it, it was only 3 places.
Yep.
And then so we're kind of slowly adding on. Also, the committee decided to add junior categories. That is very cool. So junior categories is going to be added this year. That is what, 6 to 12, right?
6 to 12, yes. Traditional grass fancy woodland, and then traditional jingle fancy shawl woodland scrub.
All right. So in the past, we had Tiny Tots and juniors got day pay.
Yep.
So Tiny Tots still get the day pay. That is 0 to 6. And then juniors are going to be contesting. Yeah. That's pretty awesome, man. Okay. Next up, we wanted to kind of talk about this here. Is that, and then we'll show the full-fledged poster here when we're done. But we're inviting drums. All right? So we're inviting drums.
Invited drums only this year for this year's Last Bear Moon.
All right.
No drum contest.
So we got to figure out who the invited drums are. And we've been reaching out, and they already committed.
Yep.
So they approved the poster, and we'll let us know who you think is going to be invited this year, and we'll put it in the chat. So we have some invited drums. Invited drums only. Now, I know that a lot of people, you know, Winnebago Powwow did it this year, invited only. And I know that there was people that, you know, one of the things that we are faced against when doing a one-day celebration is that we didn't have enough time to do a drum contest.
Right.
Because we added categories, we added different elements to it. And so in order to do a drum contest, we needed to go 2 days. we're a little behind schedule on everything, so we decided let's just go with invited only, and we'll kind of go from there. So we appreciate everybody that good singing, good vibes. When you bring that drum out, it'll be a great opportunity. We're gonna go with the head staff now. Okay, so the head staff for 2025 will be starting with our MC, and our MC this year is Mr. Silas Cleveland.
All right. Yep. Big side.
So Silas has been the Last Bear Moon Powwow MC, Master of Ceremonies. He's also did the homecoming, and he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's coming along and being fulfilling that position and kind of following in a lot of footsteps. A lot of good MCs out there and coming along. So
Yeah, he does a good job.
Yeah. I think a lot of people appreciate his style of MC, and we're gonna hear Last Bear Moon celebration. So good job there, Silas, and we're looking forward to working with you. We're gonna move on to our arena director. Now, the arena director, the powwow people that are tuning in and everything, you know how important that job is, and that is none other than our vice chairman, Winnebago Volunteer Fire Chief. Wears many hats, and that weekend he's going to wear the AD hat. That is Mr. Isaac Smith.
All right. Yep. Isaac.
Yep.
Yeah. Isaac has been. We've been kind of molding him, and he's been coming along since when he very first started to be in the arena and kind of taking his place along.
For sure.
Yeah. So he's learning and he's coming along and.
Yeah. Looking forward to working with him. There's a picture of him, and I believe his horse. He might even kind of take that horse out there to the Last Bear Moon. Oh, I forgot to mention, Last Bear Moon celebration is over at One Vegas Casino.
Yes.
At the event center, as always. We started in 2018, and we took a 2-year hiatus due to the pandemic, and then last year, or 2 years ago, was it last year or 2 years?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, we started back up, and worked out pretty well. So make sure you save the date, February 22nd. I'll kind of keep repeating that. What are we on to next year, DJ Bethany, who's
After
also going to be
this.
our live stream correspondent out there at the powwow?
Yes. So we'll have that live stream available for those that aren't going to be in attendance, not able to come in person. You can watch virtually with us on the Big Voice Facebook and YouTube.
Yep.
And so next we'll get into some of the head dance judges.
Oh, yeah. So our head dance judge this year, I know Amy Painter did a good job last year, and so we kind of, as committee, it was a female, so this year we're kind of going to go in the male direction, and it is none other than Mr. Justice Wolfleader from Lawrence, Kansas.
All right.
Champion dancer and been all over the 4 directions on the powwow trail and everything, so we thank him and we're looking forward to working with him. He has a lot of categories that
Yep, there's a lot of categories, and he should know what's up.
I think it's what did we say, like 32 or 36 categories?
Something like that.
Woo, that's gonna be a jam-packed day and stuff. So Justice, man, we appreciate you and thank you for joining us for Last Bear Moon and being part of the committee and the head staff.
Yes.
Okay, what's up next?
So now you'll be getting into announcing some of those invited drums.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so we are gonna give you guys a guess here on who the invited drums are. We're starting with our first one here, so let's take a listen. Maybe here in the committee, if you know who this is, but this is our 2024 Last Bear Moon champions, and that is Upstream.
Yep, Upstream.
So Upstream singers, thank you guys for accepting our invitation. Kind of explain that, how we invited them from last year.
Well, the original thought is that around here, we wanted to create fairness, and that's always a goal of every powwow committee or celebration, or that's always a goal, is to create that fairness. And one way you can do that is to reward your champion and bring them back for singing. Yeah. And bring them back to the next year.
Right.
So then they don't end up winning it consecutive times a row. And it's happened.
Yeah. There was a total of 11 drums last year for. No, I'm sorry. There was 4 host drums and 11 kind of visiting drums. Yeah, contest drums. So we had to go through 11 intertribals plus their contests and everything. And we looked at the time and it was like, man, we're going to get out of there like 4 o'clock in the morning. So we decided to just do invited only this year. So upstream from Rosebud, South Dakota, that's Izzy Tamayo and the crew. Congratulations on your win last year, and congratulations on being one of our invited drums. Anything you want to mention?
No, I like the lineup that we have this year, and the thought we put into making sure we make the best of our time out while at Winter Vegas
Definitely.
this year.
Excuse me. So we're going to go into our next one. Let's take a listen and see if the big voicers, those that are on, know what invited drum this is. Ooh, sounds good. All right, if you guessed Whitetail Boys, that is correct. Just down the road from us. And Melanie, can you tell us a little bit about them?
Whitetail Boys, just another group from my Uncle Tim's Whitetail, Omaha Whitetail Singers. So, personal favorite of mine for many reasons. So,
The champion drum group in
oh,
their
yeah.
own right.
Yeah, they do a good job as well wherever they go.
Yes, for sure. So this is Whitetail Boys. If you want to look them up on YouTube, that's who you're going to be jamming to. This is live Black Hills Powwow from Wachipi Vids 2024. So it sounds pretty good. All right. So we'll get into our next one here. If you want to set this one up, Les. We'll take a listen and tell us a little bit about Bad Nation.
Bad Nation from Fort Thompson, South Dakota, and they're just a really good all-around drum group from that area, and we've been kind of going back and forth with a lot of our traditional teachings and cultural stuff. I know that at one point in time the Winnebago Ho-Trunk relatives were in the area up there, and a lot of them have stayed. So there's still we're still in the works with getting a lot of traditional songs back up there, and they've been trying to work a lot of our groups, or like our singing groups and a lot of our teachings, back into their celebrations. And so just to share songs, share that medicine, and that. So we just thought we would invite them down, and
That's a good point, man. I know that in the start of Last Bear Moon was that nation to nation, and it still fosters. So we appreciate Bad Nation. Let's take a listen here for a couple of seconds. So that's the Zephyr Boys.
yes. Yeah, so they'll be coming down. They'll be bringing their music down, and they were pretty pumped up to be invited to Last Bear Moon. So.
For sure. Okay. We'll go into our next one here. I hate to cut that song off and stuff, but I'll introduce and kind of welcome the next drum group, and that is Motown, and they've been champions. I know that they won over there at the United Tribes back in the days, kind of the days, if you remember, Skimitzen Powwow.
Yeah.
That was where you went to win the championship, and before Skimitzen was United Tribes. So after Skimitzen kind of went their direction, they still have a celebration and everything, but United Tribes is kind of, that's where the world championship is.
Yeah. You become an international singing champion if you win up there, and that's to a lot of the older generation, not really older, but just a lot of the older ones, older than the youth or the young adults today. United Tribes was the place to be, and if you placed there, then you were something. Right.
So I know that I talked to Johnny Moe, and he mentioned that he won United Tribes, the international championship powwow, as a Yabe. And then him and his boys started Motown, and man, they've been just blazing up the trail and stuff. Let's take a quick listen. Alrighty, so go ahead.
I just wanted to mention Motown was the first drum to win the drum contest of the first year we did this powwow. So
I'm
I
glad
remember
that they accepted.
Yeah, same. I enjoyed listening to their music as well.
So we have Upstream, Whitetail, Bad Nation, and Motown. That's 4 of them. Do we have more?
We do.
Okay, all right. Let's take a good guess and see if let's let this one play here. And see if you can figure out what drum group is going to be invited and accepted for Last Bear Moon. Just to recap, it's going to be on February 22nd at the Event Center at One Vegas Casino. Mark your calendars now. Here we go. Our 5th invited drum is... Oh. Meskwaki Nation. Wow, dang boy. The boys from Tama, Iowa. The set's going to be represented at Last Bear Moon.
Yeah, and then I believe 2 years ago, Eagle Feather was one of the invited that year because they won at
the pandemic year.
Yeah, the pandemic year.
So just to kind of tell you guys a story while we kind of talk about Meskwaki Nation, in 2019, we were kind of known as the last powwow before everything shut down. The pandemic hit, and that year was probably one of the biggest Last Bear Moon celebrations. I mean, everybody came down. There's a celebration that takes place up north, I think, Prairie Island. Everybody just migrated down to One Vegas, and then, I think there's another powwow that takes place down in New Mexico the weekend after. So check your calendar right now, February 22nd. Does it work for you? And make sure you come on over and help us celebrate the winter celebration with the Winnebago tribe of Nebraska. Meskwaki Nation. Les, I have a story about Meskwaki Nation. When I was a teenager, so I got cousins that sing with Meskwaki Nation. That is the Pushtaniquas and Martel and Quentin and all those guys and stuff. But we were at Denver March Powwow. Now, when I was growing up, the big thing when I was a teenager was all the recorders, those big cassette recorders and stuff, and you had to hold them, your arm got tired and all that stuff. But the more people that recorded your drum group, kind of the more popular was the drum group, right? So I sit down, and Les and my cousin invite me to sit down with Meskwaki Nation. That was crazy, man. And I think we had the most recorders at Denver March Powwow. It was like...
Yeah, those were the days. And those are. It's really good to bring Meskwaki Nation here. There's a lot of the younger ones that were part of the drum are running the drum today. So.
Right, man. It was huge, but shout out to R.I.P. Mr. Lydell Bear and the crew right there.
Yep.
The Slam Master, all those honor beats and stuff, man. I love jamming to Meskwaki Nation, so good one there. Okay, so that is 5 of them. Dang, are we done?
I think we got one more.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, there's one more. Okay, all right. For those that are paying attention here, we're going to our final invited drum here, and it's a big one. So we'll kind of go with Les if you want to introduce these guys here. Man, that's freaking awesome.
Yep, it's the international singing champions of Mandaree. So all the way from Fort Berthold, USA, America. Yeah.
Mandaree, man, that is freaking phenomenal. I'm glad that, like he said, when not everybody, we invited some other ones and stuff that couldn't make it. There's other powwows that are taking celebration, other round dances that are taking place too. And we really appreciate Mandaree for accepting our invitation.
We reached out to a lot of the drums, and just through powwows and everything like that, we build that brotherhood, and we have extended families, that are out there, and so at the time of kind of thinking of all of these drums, there was there was a little backstory on how we got Mandaree. We was talking to some of the younger ones, and they was like, hey man, you need to call those old guys up. You know, they need a gig. So that's what we did. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so they accepted, and we're glad to have them. And a lot of the older dancers are the going into golden age, or even the golden agers. You know,
Yeah.
they'll appreciate what they bring.
Right, for sure. So now, that is freaking our invited drums. Upstream, Mandaree, Meskwaki Nation, Bad Nation, Whitetail Boys, Motown. We also have our family Ho Chunk drums that are around here, our host drums that are going to be helping us out, and we want to say thank you to them as well. Hey, Lushka, Grey Wolf, and New Breed. OC Earth and the company and the crew over there. You know, Grey Wolf, that's Jeff Barrage and Jerome LaPointe and the crew. Hey, Lushka, Marty Cleveland, and, Haga, and,
Yep.
Everybody's going to be sitting up there. So, again, we really appreciate that. So, we're going to bring up the powwow poster. And here's some shots from last year. We were talking about the spotlight.
Yes.
So, last year's spotlight was phenomenal. I mean, the spotlight just gives me chills just thinking about it, and I can't wait for this year's spotlight. So, this year's spotlight dance, it's $1,000 prize pool usually for the men's, and $1,000 prize pool for the females. And we're back in kind of rotation. So last year we ended off with woodland men's and woodland scrub for the ladies. And our first year we did fancy feather, okay?
Yep.
So technically we should go with fancy feather, but the committee decided to go in a different direction. Can you guys tell them about that?
We decided to go junior and teen boys and junior and teen girls
This year. All right. So honoring our youth is
Yeah.
kind of this year's theme and stuff. So just to give you guys a backstory here, we were tasked with doing some fundraising, and the Human Services really gave us a good donation and stuff. They kind of kicked us off in the right direction. We were kind of, can we do it? Should we just forego this powwow and everything? But the committee said, we have enough sponsors. We have enough people that believe in the powwow. The council believed in us, and we got a sponsorship from the Human Services. They work with families, and they also work with youth. And I think in honor of everything that's happening in the world, youth are our next generation of leaders. They're our future, and we want to honor them and give them a chance to go on underneath the spotlights.
Yeah, and that's something that you really don't see out there on the powwow trail. Is I know what kind of like sparked this idea is I have sons that dance fancy, and so at one celebration, that's what it was. It was a spotlight for teens. So teen boys, it was teen boys fancy, teen girls fancy, but I mean, just the idea of a spotlight, is dancing under the spotlight. If you have never done it before, it's really something to. It kind of gives you a little bit of energy, a little bit of spark. So that was a thought behind it, and then just the. We're always talking about the future and everything like that, but we got youth that are here now, and they can jam.
Yeah,
they can jam. There's some little jammers out there.
Right. I remember starting out fancy dancing and watching the older ones, and I remember we used to have that big, huge fancy dance special here at the Winnebago celebration when Tom Snowball was the head man dancer. And I used to practice to the tape in the living room. That's what I used to do. Now people can do it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And man, so with the announcement, I was going to mention this yesterday to the council. With the announcement of Last Bear Moon, it's going to trigger a couple things. One is that like the family host drums will start practicing. And I remember Ho Chunk Singers, that was my Jajis in, family, Lance Denny and the crew. But we used to get together in the living room and just have a little meal and stuff, and then share stories, but we would practice. And those are the best times, you know what I mean? So I know that the family drum groups, they get together, they practice on the weekends or during the weekday. They will kind of want to knock off the cobwebs before the show. And last thing I also kind of want to mention is that was the last time us as Ho Chunk Singers sang, was that Last Bear Moon. So we'll kind of probably go maybe over our favorite Last Bear Moon memories. But they served as the host drum. And one of the things that we wanted to do as a committee, because you guys been on, like I call it the legacy committee, you guys been on since the start of it. You, Melanie, Cassie, myself, and we just kind of went through that era and stuff. But we just said we just want everybody, if there's a family drum group here in Winnebago, they're just automatically invited to be host drum. And that really made everybody feel good, And I know that Winnebago Powwow, there's obligations, there's that 6 o'clock flag raising and everything. But here, this one, Last Bear Moon, is more kind of commercial, but we also have to take care of our flags, our veterans, and our family songs. So that's why our host drums are that way and stuff. But not only is it going to kick off like singers singing and practicing up, but the dancers are going to see the poster, and they're going to start maybe doing some road miles or getting on the treadmill or maybe playing a couple more basketball pickup games, getting that outfit ready because it probably still smells like summertime. No, I'm just playing. But no, seriously. And they're going to start getting their outfits together. Even the kids, maybe if they're going to see this powwow poster and start practicing up their spotlight dance or something, and then it's going to kick off the arts and crafts vendors. And I'll turn it over to you, Melanie, real quick. But again, another memory I have is that the ladies used to come over to my mom's house, and it would be like Pat Thundercloud, Kim Scott, Tanya Keller, and the crew there, they would just get ready for homecoming powwow. Now maybe somebody wants to wear a new shirt, somebody wants to wear a new piece of regalia, or maybe even working on regalia. This is a goal to get it done. So it kicks off those three things. So the artisans are going to be busy, the dancers are going to be busy, the singers are going to get ready. And that is, I think, really important that, with the encouragement of the tribal council and the community, why Last Bear Moon is so important. So yeah, that's my kind of take on Last Bear Moon. So you guys want to make mention or your favorite memory or why you think it's so important?
Well, like when we first started doing this powwow, I like the intention of trying to revitalize this time of year and the purpose of it, and sharing stories with your families, and just basically carrying on a tradition for this time of year. My favorite memory would probably be the first year that we ever had this powwow, because one, I was never on a powwow committee before, and I was really nervous, and it snowed that year, and I was like, holy cow, we all we got snowed in, but it turned out to be a really good powwow. And one of the things that I always remember is that when things get in your way like that, you think it's something that's geez, it's snowing, like nobody's probably going to show up, but I was always taught, by my grandparents, stop, take your time, take a breath, recognize what's in front of you. That snow was a blessing, and it turned out to be a really good powwow, and I really think it brought a lot of healing and good feelings for everybody that was there and everybody that got to watch it on the live stream. I heard a lot of good things about it, and I really hope to perpetuate that feeling, in the years to come. And I'm just excited for this year.
For sure. Les?
I think the most memorable thing about the Last Bear Moon was having the gourd dance right here on our, here in Winnebago.
Yeah.
That's something that really, and you don't really want to say that, that don't belong to us or that's not our way. Because I wasn't taught that way, but that's just something that has never been with us as a people didn't practice. So there was a process that went through that we went through, and we just didn't say, hey, let's do this and show everybody. No, it was a process because we went to where it came from. We asked went through a lot of channels and to ask permission, and we kind of went through the proper, and then even the people that we asked, that was like, well, thank you, for asking, because normally people just kind of like, oh yeah, so and so came up here and we did this.
Yeah.
So that's that was really historical, because we were a part of that, something historical here, and that's something that we don't realize whenever we kind of think about these types of things, like the fancy dance. You know, you hear people say about the jingle dress, and those are new dances. You know, when they first, then they kind of tell a story about when they brought him here. But we kind of actually were present when the gourd dance came here to Winnebago, and that's something that, and then we're just like we were kind of just trying to decide about the spotlight last year about Woodland. You know, this dance that's coming. You know, that's fairly new, and that a lot of the celebrations are adding that in there. You know, a lot of our stuff that we grew up watching. You know, as far as Woodland itself or Scrub. You know, we have a lot of our grandmothers, our aunts that done it, our sisters and stuff like that. So, you know, just that portion right there, or that part right there, and was a part of it. And not only that, but just kind of bringing the relatives here from other regions, and those that were once a part of the tribe, was that was the most memorable, like the Otos, the Ioways, the Ho Chunk, you know.
Yeah.
That was the original idea behind of the Last Bear Moon. So with all that taking place, all those people along the way, and then this short period of time that the Last Bear Moon's been here, you know, then a lot of those people are gone too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
that aren't with us anymore. So, you know, there's you know, that's just one part of it.
That's
Yeah,
good.
thanks for bringing that up, Les.
Yeah.
I did forget about that. We did that the first 2 years, and we haven't brought it back yet. You know, probably I think we should bring it back at some point, but maybe when we're a 2-day powwow.
It's just good feelings all
Yeah,
around
yeah.
and everything too. And that brings us to our next point is we only have 30 days. Today is January 22nd. The powwow is going to take place on Saturday, February 22nd. So mark your calendars again, and we have 30 days to get this out into powwow, to get everybody's, you know, there's some information. We're going to bring up the powwow poster right now, and there's a lot of information on there, so we're going to have DJ Besame. But before, kind of zoom in on the powwow poster, but I want you to give your favorite memory of Last Bear Moon.
Well, we kind of do the live stream, and so like I kind of mentioned this during the powwow part of it. It's just like a different angle because you get to kind of see a little bit of everything, and so you get to see like everybody kind of laughing around and joking and the dancing, the different regalia. So I just like being able to participate and be a part of bringing the live stream to those that aren't able to be there, and just being able to capture that, and like they're able to go back and watch and you know, check out those parts, you know, like maybe they know that they hit that beat or they stopped right on it or whatever it may be. They can go back and recap and check it out. So just being able to be a part of that and just be around all that good feeling. And I was telling Jordana last year, whenever I got home, I could still hear that drum beat, and because I was like talking about how like I used to dance and I would really like to hopefully maybe get back into dancing, and so that was kind of something. And just being able to hear that, and it, you know, I'm in my room, it's quiet, you know, it's all dark, and the TV's not on, and I can still hear that drum beat. So it's just like, I don't know, a real good feeling, I guess. So.
Yeah, so you're almost like Wizard of Oz. You're the one person behind the curtain and stuff.
Peeking around sometimes.
But you're gonna help us be a correspondent, and
Yes.
you know, maybe pull up some dancers and some of the things that are taking place. But nonetheless, here we go. This is the powwow poster, folks. Wanted to make mention, if anything, if you're not gonna dance or, you know, maybe not sing, but we invite you guys to come and have dinner with us. That is going to be sponsored by the Winnebago Tribal Council. They gave a huge sponsorship, and last year, I think even like, so just bring your family, because it's like a big feast, you know what I mean? Like everybody's not going to be turned away. You don't have to pay for it or anything like that. That's a way of giving back. When you ask people to gather, I always heard from the council is like, you know, you make sure you feed them, and they wanted to take care of that portion, so we appreciate that. Grand entries are going to be at noon. Okay, so that's a huge one, because traditionally in a lot of powwows, they start at 1 p.m. We have to, because we got so many categories to go through, we're going to start at noon. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Registration. I know you're part of the registration team there, Melanie. What time is that going to be open?
We'll probably open it maybe 8 or 9. We'll probably make an announcement on the Facebook page. Also, we are working on a pre-registration process. The sooner everybody gets registered to dance, the better it will be. We're working on making that process smoother and faster, and
sure.
to make sure that we don't run into any registration mistakes or anything. We want to make sure we
Yeah.
make that a very smooth and quick process, so
So
everybody can get started to dance.
we'll kind of, if you hear your category, kind of perk up and maybe circle the calendar there. But we'll start with men's golden age, 55 and over. We have the categories of men's traditional, grass, and fancy. Then in the women's golden age, 55 and over, we have women's traditional, jingle, and fancy shawl. First place is going to be 600. Second place is going to be 500. Third place is 400. Fourth place is 300. And fifth place is 200. Again, what's new this year? When we first started out in 2018, we offered three. The top three got in. We expanded that. The top 5 dancers will place. And that's pretty good for a one-day celebration, guys, if you think about it.
Yeah,
For sure.
That's really good for one day.
So if you would bless us with your presence, we would appreciate that, and maybe share this poster, share this information. Then we go into adult categories, 18 to 54. We have 5 categories in the men's. That's men's traditional, men's grass, men's fancy feather, men's woodland, and men's southern straight categories. Now we go to our women's traditional. We also have 5. That's women's traditional, women's southern traditional, women's jingle, women's fancy shawl, and women's woodland scrub. Top prize is 600. Second place is 500. Third place is 400. Fourth place is 300, and fifth place is $200. Teen categories. Okay, so we added a little bit more on that, and we added that fourth place.
Yeah, there's fourth place there. Yeah.
And traditionally, I know that you and Amy, kind of to encourage our teen categories, you guys were sponsoring the fourth place. So in the past, we appreciate that. You guys did that for 2 years. But in the teen categories, we got teen boys traditional, grass, fancy, and woodland. Teen girls traditional, we have, in the teen girls category, we have traditional, jingle, fancy shawl, and woodland scrub. Now, the same for junior categories. That is new. As we pointed out at the beginning of the broadcast, junior categories is new this year at Last Bear Moon. And then the Tiny Tots. We appreciate our Tiny Tots sponsors, but that's one of the highlights. I know DJ Bessamy, we zoomed in on one of those cute dancers, and it just, the internet started blowing up. You know what I mean? We average about 10,000 viewers on each session. So thank you for those that view and come in. All right, so general information, due to space, it does get packed out there, guys. Admission is free, but Winnebago Arts and Crafts vendors only. Melanie, your email is located on the poster, so after this broadcast, we'll post it, and they can email you to find out more information about that. No food vendors, no raffles. They do have a couple amenities in Winnevegas. The Kasu Cafe and the Event Center concessions will be open. They do close at a certain time. Now, if you're asking about a hotel, Winnevegas, unfortunately, is sold out. We appreciate Winnevegas for helping us on out, but the hotel is sold out for that weekend. But they do have a hotel partner, and that is Days Inn, and that is up there by Singing Hills. Not too bad. It's $99. I tell you what, man, to get a hotel, some of these on the weekend, it's like $240, you know, so just keep that in mind if you guys are doing that. New also this year, the Winnebago Golf Association is gonna have a 2-person golf scramble, $100 per team, 20 teams max. The teen time is gonna be Friday and Saturday. That's gonna fill up. So there's your contact. That is Hainaga Earth, Anthony Earth, and then also Kenny Blackhawk. Their numbers are 712-253-1059 for Hainaga. And then Kenny's number?
712-223-8063. 8063.
There you have it. All right. God bless. Good night. See you guys later. No. No, just to recap here. So again, February 22nd, Last Bear Moon Powwow is taking place, Winnevegas Event Center. I'm excited.
Yes.
Anything else to add?
No, just important. Just a little important. Grand entry at noon. Grand entry at 6, and then points start at noon. So that's when the points start, and probably when registration will close. So kind of get on it. Just stay tuned. Keep your eyes posted to all the social media posts because we will have pre-registration. You just have to scan the QR code.
Yeah.
Hopefully that gets up.
Yeah,
and
I
running.
highly strongly suggest anybody that's wanting to get into the dance contest to pre-register. We will have on-site registration as well, but the more people that pre-register, the better. And about the vendors, I will be responding to any emails that come in my way, and at some point we'll probably cut off taking applications for that. So, due to the limited space that we have at Winter Vegas, we will be limiting the number of vendors, even from last year.
Yeah, and appreciate the vendors that come in. I think due to the fire rules and everything like that, I'm not sure. There has to be a walkway. Make sure that there's a walkway. So I think we're gonna put them in that
The
kind of-
entryway.
the entryway, and then kind of in that closet area. That it's a nice area.
It's a room off to the side.
Yeah, room off
Within-
to the side.
Yeah.
That
I
that
don't want to
will
say
work.
closet.
Well, I mean, I know that they use it for storage, but
Yeah.
once they clean it all out,
Yeah,
it
it's
worked
pretty
out one
spacious.
year. I
Yeah.
mean, and I think we had some vendors in there last year too.
Yeah, we did.
So it's going to be that way. But nonetheless, I'm excited for the meal. I'm excited for grand entry. I'm excited for the live stream. And then I'm excited for invited drums, to bring that good music to our people is a blessing. podcast. All right. So with that, you guys have a good rest of your day. Any shout outs? Anything that you want to make mention?
Nope. See you at Last Bear Moon.
Oh,
Yes,
Share the poster.
Same. And watch the social medias
okay.
announcements.
You guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in.